What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited because guess what? We have a new product to show you guys. As a matter of fact, we're gonna show you how to install this thing. It actually is only for one particular car though, 1971 Chevelle. That's right, you guys, custom grill from GP. Let me show you. Boy, that thing is nice, huh? That's a thing of beauty right there. This grill, let me tell you guys, it was very tricky because the shape of this grill, it's a 71. Obviously, it's only a 1 year grill. The 70 and 72 completely changed. Obviously, we got our old grill there, and you can see we already got a little bit of a head start for you guys. We want to show you basically how to put this thing on. And there's not an easy way, but it's not super hard, but it's very time consuming, and you're going to want to take your time. Obviously, if you guys order the grill from the website at goosseperformance.com, you're going to get a bunch of these little screw guys like this. They're just really self-tappers. That's all you need. There's going to have 4 mounting tabs on each grill insert, and a bunch of these guys are going to hold it in. Now, you're going to have 2 different options here. You're going to have this raw finish aluminum like this, kind of if you want this look, or if you want to just take it and do it yourself, finish it yourself, plate it, powder coat it, paint it, whatever you want to do, however you want to finish this thing, polish it. Or we do have a satin black finish as well. You can order that one. But let me show you how to put this thing on. All right, here we have a bunch of tools that we're going to use for this project. Now, I don't know if you guys recall the last grill video that we did. We did it for the 70 Chevelle. It's very similar process with a few differences, of course. You're gonna need this guy right here. This is a multi-purpose tool, multi-surface tool, little Chicago Electric, aka Harbor Freight. You guys, they're super cheap, man. Like I said, I will put down in the description below a link to all this stuff. I think you can find them like 20 bucks, if that. I mean, they're not really expensive, but this is gonna be the key right here, this guy here. This one as well, to get those screws in, because it is a super tight spot. You need this little angle drill bit like this. I want to say you can find these at O'Reilly's, even Amazon. I will put a link down in the description below. Of course, a nice Phillips. Make sure you got a short tip on there as well. Some kind of drill to attach to that. Don't have to be an angle drill. That drill, I believe you cannot even get back to. That's why you need that adapter. Of course, safety first. But this guy right here, this is a spot welder, and there's several different ones out there. This is an air one. This one is going to be your best friend to kind of smooth everything out. Once you cut everything, you're going to need that guy there, and some tape, maybe some masking tape, if you guys want to make sure none of your chrome or paint gets scuffed up. So here we have the 1971 grill. You can see we've already been to work. We already took this side out. I want to show you kind of what it looks like with and without it. Obviously, you're going to leave this center section right here. This guy you're not going to remove. You're going to keep that center one there. Not to mention, like I said, this 71 grill is very tricky, and it took us a little bit to figure it out. But what we decided best is leaving the mounting tabs for the grill itself to go back on the vehicle. You can see we cut everything else around them and left the actual mounting tab so you can still get a screw in there, so you can still mount this grill at the end of the day. That was the most tricky part about it. Now, if you come over here where it's not cut yet, you can see how this grill actually is molded, and it actually comes inside on the corner, and you can see that's where the screw goes that mounted onto the core support, but it's molded into it. So you're gonna have to cut that away, but also maintaining your mounting point, keeping that backing plate per se. But it is super tricky, but that's what that little multi-purpose cutting tool is for. You can see on this side we've already done it. We kind of just start cutting away and eating it away. But like I said, the trick is to keep this back plate here for the mounting tab for your screw that mounts it to the car. See, it's not too shabby. We've already kind of cleaned this one up, ready for the grill inserts. Now, the grill is super tight, like next to zero tolerance. So you're definitely gonna wanna make sure you got a smooth surface. Even if you guys gotta sand a little bit extra in certain spots where those tabs go, you might have to do that. But once again, you're gonna wanna keep this center one here and we're gonna cut everything else, and then we're gonna cut here and leave this back plate, and then you're gonna end up having to clean these off as well. Of course, you're gonna keep the mounting points as much as you can so you can still mount the grill back on the car once it's ready to go. Now, we went ahead and masked some of these moldings off so that way we don't nick them or anything like that. However you guys want to use the tape, you can. Once again, we're just gonna start cutting down the line here, and this stuff should just fall right off. Let's see. See how easy that was, you guys? Pretty quick, does the job. You don't have to be perfect. You can stay away from the edges if you really want to, but that stuff works really good. But now this is where your spot welder slash grinder comes in. I should say spot grinder, right? This is where it comes in. You can shave all this extra stuff that you miss with the actual cutting tool there. So you're gonna come in here and just gonna shave this stuff down. So just like that, you guys are gonna want a nice smooth surface. We're probably gonna go ahead and do the rest of these real quick and then paint this thing as well. Now here, this is definitely tricky right here. You're gonna kind of want to get at an angle with this guy here, cut as much of it as possible, and then come back with your spot grinder and just grind this stuff down nice and smooth. Once again, you're probably gonna want to paint this area once you got everything cut. I think we got pretty much everything that we can get out of this thing. Now it's time to test fit your grill. You're definitely, like I said, it's gonna be super tight. Just be wary about that. Definitely almost zero tolerance on this thing. Now what happens is that these tabs, these folding tabs, makes it really tight, and it actually expands the grill a little bit in order to get them in there. You could always, like I said, sand some areas, shave some stuff down if you don't like how tight it is, but it's really meant so it doesn't move and doesn't go anywhere. You're going to want to get it where you want to live at permanently. Adjust everything accordingly. Kind of test fit everything in there one at a time. Once again, once you have it mocked in, you can kind of get an idea on what it's going to look like and how that thing's going to live in there. Now, before you screw them in, set it in there in that exact spot. And even if you got to push them, work them a little bit from one side to the other, always set it, I like to set it nice and flush to the edge up here before you screw it in. But once again, one at a time. I would definitely do one at a time. Also keep in mind, you guys, these things are not modular to one side or the other. They're only going to fit the left or right hand side. So make sure you grab the correct one. Like this one is going to be for the driver's side. You can see how the shape over there is different. So just remember that it's going to go to the other side. What I suggest, you guys, is get one side on and then do the side next to it. And that's why we left that line in here, to kind of use it as a guide to get them nice and parallel and get them flush to one another. And that way you guys have a nice, good flush look once you guys get them in there. Once again, they're definitely going to be super tight, but they're going to look good at the end of the day. All right, you guys, I think what we're going to do next is we're going to sand this stuff down on the inside from here, from this little lip back. We're going to sand everything down, clean up all these little grind spots up, and paint everything black. So when that grill goes on, it looks super clean and nice. You can't see anything back there. This is a great time to finish off the grill before you put the final inserts. If you guys are going to send this out to paint, you could do that as well. But we're gonna go ahead, like I said, we're gonna mask everything off. We'll paint from here back and get everything sanded down, prepped and cleaned before we do our final install on the grill. All right, everyone, it is a couple days later. We went ahead and cleaned up the grill a little bit more, sanded it down a little bit, and actually gave it a little coat of paint. You guys can see, cleaned it up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, you don't have to get super detailed, but if you guys want, spend extra time sanding and detailing this thing, even maybe putting some Bondo down where you eliminated the old grill. But for the purpose of this video, I think we're gonna be just fine. So all we got to do now is actually put our grill inserts. We got our screws here that should come with the kit. There's nothing too crazy. Literally, it's just those screws that are going to hold it on the back side. But what you're going to probably want to do is start on this side here, which is the passenger side of the grill, just because you have these still intact and you want to have those leveled on this side, because you can't make any adjustments and push that grill further back because of that guy there. So we're going to put the two left sides on first, and then we'll go to the right side. Now, once you have that grill insert kind of set where you want it, probably take a Sharpie, maybe even a colored Sharpie, and see if you can get in there and kind of mark your spot for your screw, because you're going to probably want to start that screw without the grill in there first, so that way it goes in nice and straight, just because of the lack of room you have with that angle bit. So now we can pop that grill out of there real quick, and then just kind of pre-start that screw in there, so that way when we actually go to put that grill in with the screws, your bit's not kind of dancing around, and it's going to be probably a little bit of an angle pushing on the grill itself. I'm not going to get it all the way down. I'm going to start all the other 4 screws first before we finalize all the rest of them. So that's what we're going to do with this one here. Let's get them all started. That way we know they're all going to go in without any issues. And then we can come back and tighten them up. But do not over tighten these things, man. These things are tiny and they really don't take much for them to actually get tight. So all right, you guys, now I went ahead and put this one in, but I do want to remind you guys, when you guys are putting these in, especially the ones that are kind of closer to these mounting tabs, you might have to do some trimming, some extra trimming. You can see this guy up here, how close and tight it is to this guy here. So instead of trimming the plastic, we kind of just trimmed up that grill, or I should say the tab on the grill. And like I said, it's up to you guys. So if you guys want to trim this guy or trim that guy, but it might be a little bit different depending on how you have it sit up front. But just be cautious of when you're putting that thing on. If you feel like it's not fitting, just make sure there's nothing in the way on the backside. Now, but like I said, it is super important. You're definitely going to want to pre-drill these guys when you're putting these grills in. Always pre-drill them. Like I said, put them in there, mock it in, and then hit the marker up, and then mark your hole, and then come back and pre-drill. So that way it's not super hard when you go to mount that rest of the grill on. Not too shabby, fellas, not too shabby. I am digging this thing. Man, that is completely different from stock, huh? I am digging it. Now, let me ask you guys, would you guys still put the chrome trim around the grill? Let me know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments below. As a matter of fact, let's put this on the car, see what it looks like, and maybe we'll still put those on. You guys can check that out. It is a little bit late, so hopefully we got some light, but you should still be able to get to the mounting tabs in there through the through the grill, right? That is the whole point about keeping those mounting tabs, but I am digging it, you guys. It is the next day. Of course, we ran out of daylight last night. We got the grill on, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in the daytime. Obviously, you'll have this raw finish. You guys can order it in, or satin black powder coated, however you prefer. But we wanted to show you guys this version here, and that is definitely a game changer, you guys. This thing looks mean. It just looks different, completely different out front. You guys can tell it is a little tricky to get to those bolts in there, but you can get in there with the screwdriver. Of course, just a little Phillips screwdriver. Some holes are a little easier to get to than others, but we did not lose any of the mounting points, and this grill ain't going nowhere. Solid, freaking solid, you know. So I am digging it. But man, that's gonna look good. We still got the bumper to put on, of course, but let me know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments below. And once again, it is available at GoossePerformance.com. Grab yours today, satin black or raw aluminum. Well, you guys, I think that's gonna do it for this video because it is cold out here, man. I got the hoodie on, but do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you guys like the video, and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you guys get alerts at all times whenever we drop a new video. And you guys already know, stay wrenching.